dance performance by Stamanara BINUS. What a beautiful performance from Stamanara BINUS University. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to International Conference on Community Development ICCD 2024, Advancing Eco-Friendly and Zero Waste Initiatives, a comprehensive strategy for sustainable business operations in small medium enterprises and entrepreneurial startups at BINUS University Anggrek Kampus. Jakarta, Indonesia. I believe the stunning dance performance before was mesmerizing us all. I'm honored to inform you that among us here, we have His Excellency, Deputy of Microbusiness Jakarta, Ministry of Cooperatives and Small Medium Enterprises, Dr. Julius, and BINUS University Rector, Dr. Nelly, and also Rector from Mercubuana University, Rector from Sahid University Jakarta, Rector from Budi Luhur University, and also Rector from Universitas Mustopo Bragama. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Wisnu from Community Empowerment. I'm here to assist you and become your MC today. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to deliver today's agenda. The first is the main session in this room, and the second is the parallel session on the 5th floor. Before we continue, we will gather in a grateful prayer that we will be led by Mr. Sukriya. Please welcome Mr. Sukriya to lead the prayer.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bapak, Ibu, ladies and gentlemen, let us bow our heads for a while. Pray to God so that our conference can be valuable to all of us. I will lead the prayer based on the teaching of Islam. And those who are not Muslims, you are pleased to pray according to your respective beliefs. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan yu'afi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yambagi li jalalil wajhikal karimi wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma gfir lana wali walidaina walil muslimina wal muslimat wal mu'minina wal mu'minat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat innaka sami'un qaribul mujibud da'wat ya qadiyal hajjat. Oh Allah, today October 29, 2024, in this comfortable place, we gather here to bring about the International Conference on Community Development. Oh Allah, make this international conference as a medium for sharing useful ideas, knowledge, and experiences among participants. May the conference be organized today benefit to our lives, broadening our knowledge, shine our ideas, and lead us to be successful productivity persons, which in turn will boost dignity of our nations. Oh Allah, guide and bless our hearts and our minds with the light of your guidance. Impart your supreme wisdoms upon our activities. Help us to speak our minds clearly. Help us to listen to each other, respect each other, love each other, so that we are included to the blessed persons. Oh Allah, you are the one who can answer our dua. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Supriya. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise For now, we will sing the national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please have a seat. I am honored to inform you that we also have our speakers here. First of all, Professor Dr. Hasda Haja Haron from Malaysia, and Dr. Maliga Marimutu from Australia, Prof. Ashin Chu from the United Kingdom, and also Mr. Teguh Amor Patria, PhD from BINUS University and Thailand. Thank you for coming. And now, we will listen to the welcoming opening remarks and ceremony from BINUS University Rector, Dr. Nali Eskom, MMCSCA. Please welcome to the stage, Ibu Rektor.
Yeah, this is the second time to change the mic. Good morning and greeting to us all. Of course, this is my honors to warmly welcome to all the esteemed guests and participants of the ICCD 2024 Scientific Conference. In particular, I would like to express my highest appreciation to our director and their board, Mr. Julian Bongso Ikarma, MSc from Budi Luhur Foundation, Prof. Agus Setio Budi, MSc, Rector of Budi Luhur, and team, Dr. Anda Marlina Irwanti, SAMSI, Rector of University Sahid, Profesor Dr. Budi Harjo, MSI, Rektor Mustopo, Dr. Erna Setiani, SAMSI, Vice Rector for Learning and Research Mercu Buana University, And of course, our keynote speakers, the Deputy of Micro Enterprise of Jakarta, Ministry of Cooperative and Small and Medium Enterprise, Dr. Julius M.A., as well as our distinguished speakers, research fellows, Faculty of Economic and Muamalat, Islamic Science, University of Malaysia, Professor Dr. Hasna Haji Harun, Senior Lecturer Latrobe Business School Australia, Dr. Malingga Marimutu, Director of Eureka Robotics Center, Cardiff Metropolitan University, Wales, United Kingdom, Professor S. Yin Chiu, Lecturer of Department of Tourism, BINUS University and Burapa University, International College, Thailand, Pak Teguh Amor Patria, PhD. It is a privilege for me to stand in here before all of this event, which address a theme that is both highly relevant and urgent today, the role of micro, small, and medium enterprise with a focus on zero waste and eco-friendly business practice. Consequently, BINUS University is active collaborating with other university, Mercu Buana University, Sahid University, Budi Luhur University, and Professor Dr. Mustopo University. This year marked the second time BINUS University has hosted the ICCD since 2018. This theme aligned with BINUS University vision, fostering empowering the society in building and serving the nation, as well as with our collective commitment to achieve the sustainable development goal established by the United Nations, particularly in the context of sustainable economic development. This is play a crucial role in our economy. They are not only the source of employment, but also pillar of innovation and creativity. However, the challenge faced by MSMEs is especially in adopting environmentally friendly business practice, becoming increasingly pressing. Therefore, through this conference, we will discuss strategies and best practice that our stakeholders can implement to reduce waste and minimize environment imbalance while enhancing their competitiveness in the global market. We also invite academics, researchers, practitioners, and stakeholders to share knowledge and experience in creating a business ecosystem that is not only financially beneficial, but also environmentally responsible. With strong collaboration among university, industry, and government, we can drive the transformation needed to achieve sustainable development goals, particularly in the context of MSMEs. In closing, I hope this conference serve not only as a platform for exchange idea, but also as a catalyst for concrete action that we can apply in the field. Let us work together to realize a more sustainable and eco-friendly business landscape for future generations. And thank you all for your presence and the participant. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.
For the welcoming speech. I need you to come back to the stage for the gong banging, Ibu Nelly. And all the rectors from our partnership, collaboration, Please join Ibu Nelly to the stage. Please come to the stage. Thank you. Nanti, Mbak. Apa kabar? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now, will see the gong banging ceremonial that makes this event officially open. And the gong will be banged by Ibu Dr. Nelly. Please bang the gong 3 times, Ibu. Thank you. Please come forward. Okay. Please remain to be standing to take the document. We'll take the picture. Bapak Ibu, please be ready. Okay, thank you. Please be seated again. Please give applause, Bapak Ibu, for the excellencies. And we are apologize for the technical mistaken for the rector of Mustopo, Bapak Dr. FX. Bapak Dr. FX Sugiartono MM. Mohon maaf atas kesalahan penyebutan tadi. Thank you. So today we are blessed to have His Excellency Deputy for Microbusiness Jakarta, Ministry of Cooperatives and SMEs, Kemenkop UKM, Dr. Julius MA, as the keynote speaker. Dr. Julius MA got his PhD in economics from Faculty de Sciences of France, and from 2018 to 2020, he served as Assistant Deputy for Employment, Coordinating Ministry for the Economic Assistant, Deputy for Increasing the Competitiveness of Cooperatives and MSMEs, Economics Coordinating Ministry, and now he became Deputy for Microbusiness Jakarta. But unfortunately, Dr. Julius M.A. cannot come on site, but he already sent the video for us. And now we welcome Dr. Julius M.A. to give the speech from the video. Thank you. While we're waiting for the video, we need Ibu Nelly for join us to the stage again to giving the token and appreciation for Professor Esin Cho and Sir Teguh Amor Patria PhD, and also another times for Ibu Enggal, is Ibu Enggal here? So first we need Ibu Nelly to give the appreciation for Professor Esin Cho and Sir Teguh Amor Patria PhD. Please come to the stage. Thank you. Please be seated. Sir Amor, Ibu Dr. Nelly, and Profession. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we will get into our main session in this auditorium. The session will be moderated by Dr. Devi Fitriana, Eskom MTI. For Dr. Devi Fitriana, Eskom MTI, please come to the stage. And now the stage is yours. Thank you. For the main session and Ibu Dr. Devi, we are now can play the video from Dr. Julius MA. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Sincerely, Dr. Nelly Eskom MMCSCA, Rektor BINUS University. Profesor Dr. Juneman Abraham, SPSI, MSI, Vice Rector Research and Technology Transfer BINUS University. Happy invited guests. Would like to thank the committee of the International Conference on Community Development 2024 for the opportunity given to us to be one of the speakers of today's seminar with the theme A Comprehensive Strategy for Sustainable Business Operation in SMSE and Entrepreneur Startup. As study from the World Economic Forum 2020, the transition to a sustainable green economy is now more important than ever. The road to green economy certainly required MSME as the main economic actor in the national economy. Currently, the green economy has great opportunity for all countries in the world, including Indonesia. Globally, there are business opportunity worth $10 trillion in 2030, and it's predicted that 39.5 billion new jobs will be created from the green economy by 2030. Greenpeace and Elias also note the green economy contribute to 4,036 trillion rupiah to the national economy and increase the income domestic expenditure by Indonesian rupiah by 1,570 trillion. However, of course, we are faced with the challenge, especially in achieving target Golden Indonesia in 2045. Namely, Indonesia is projected to become a developed country with GDP per capita to be $30,000 USD or equivalent to 475 million a year by 2045. However, the challenge is even greater, which is marked by food crisis, economic crisis, and geopolitical crisis that has hit the board. On the other hand, the condition of our business actor is more than 99% of the total business actor in the country are micro business, small business not yet connected onto the supply chain, low access to innovation and technology, and access to financing. For this reason, the role of collaboration of various parties are needed to complement the MSE business ecosystem in order to produce value-added businesses and can create quality jobs, including the green job, which is always conveyed by Minister of Cooperative and SME, and how business actor can grow from micro enterprise to small enterprise, small business to medium business, and connected to national and global industrial supply chain. As ventured by BCG, Boston Institute 2023, also note the order to develop an ecosystem that support the growth of green MSME, there are three things that have challenged in the main focus, namely how facilitate monitoring and training of green workforce talents, increase the scale and accessibility of environmentally group-friendly financing, develop a supporting regulatory framework, good practice of green enterprise policy. There are several examples of good practice in the implementation of green entrepreneurship policy in a number of countries, namely Japan with the Green Innovation Fund project, namely the government support funding is around 30 billion and continuous support research and developed to social implementation for 10 years for business actor. The United Kingdom with the Green Business Fund program, namely the government providing funding fund with 6.2 billion US dollar for business actor who invest in environment-friendly technology to improve energy efficiency or reduce carbon emission. Malaysia with the Green Public Procurement Program, namely the government stipulate policy as 20% of public procurement must comply with the environmental friend standard. Ministry of Cooperative and SME program to support the green economy. We call it the program the People Business Credit, was born as the government effort to increase access to financing for MSME actor. People Business Credit, low interest and easy term, so the business actor can take advantage of the credit for business development, especially business with environmentally friendly product, increase production and cheap product. For individual, the realization of people business product distribution is 2015 and 2014. As for the September 29 to 29 2024 is the 1.7 trillion rupiah to 44 million MSE debtor. The distribution of supply chain based on cluster credit is around 3.5 billion rupiah to 4,080 MS member from 9 cluster by system distribution as Agustus 2020. Meanwhile, the interest subsidy provided by government, the payment of public mass debt interest in 2015 and 2024 is around 163 rupiah trillion. Downstream of MSC product, co-production house, LPB, we call co-production house atau LPB, was built so the natural resource based MSC can process this commodity with the mid-level industry dan end product enter the supply chain with expected to produce various type of derivative product with higher added value. The technology in RPB allow to MSME to produce environmental friendly product and manage production was more possible and without pollution environment. Currently there are 12 RPB units spread across several provinsi, regency dan city. And one of our program is red quick cooking oil. Is the downstream to palm into the red cooking oil by cooperative aim to ensure that farmers are more prosperous and ensure the sustainability of supply of red cooking oil at affordable price at the community and are environmental friendly. Modern technology and storage and waste management facility on board red cooking oil factory ensure the production process does not pollute the environment. Currently, there are 3 piloting locations of red cooking oil factory in partnership with the PTPN, where one location has been inaugurated by the President of Republik Indonesia, namely at the Pagar Merbau Factory, Deli Serdang, Regency. Integrated Business Service Center, we we call is PLUT, Pusat Latihan Usaha Terpadu, is a technical unit that provides inclusive business, consulting and assisting service and other improvement to cooperative, micro enterprise and entrepreneur in a comprehensive and integrated manner to increase productivity, value added, capacity and quality, as well as competitiveness integrated in comprehensive ecosystem. Assistance in terms of environmental friendly certification and packaging house service can help MC has environmental friendly packaging and certification such as organic certification. Currently, 100 unit of PLUT have been with the active province and 82 city regions in 2024, and 1 unit of package home service managed by PLUT cooperative are available in 5 provinces and 26 agencies. With the aim of increasing innovative and sustainable goal based on entrepreneurship, Ministry of Cooperative and SME through Prudential Regulation Number 2/2020 concern the national entrepreneurship development, encourage government collaboration to collaborate in various programs. Innovative entrepreneurship are expected to become sustainable economic talent. We are able to create green MSME program in the form of mentoring or consulting, incubation, startup financing, as well as business ecosystem development through a hub and KUMKM digital transformation. Thus, and I conclude the delivery of material in this manner, hopefully can open up a wider space for collaboration, and I wish the participation congratulations on participating the series of activity of the International Conference on Community Development 2024. Hopefully, it can be part of the ecosystem for growing creativity and innovation idea for MSc Green Entrepreneurship. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our main session will be started. Ibu Dr. Devi, please come to the stage, and the stage will be yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will invite Professor Ishin and Bapak Amor to come to the stage with me. Ini ada lagi. Mic-nya ada lagi. Mic-nya. Mic-nya ada lagi. Mas minta mic. Okay, so is Dr. Hasna is already in the room? Zoom? Oh, okay. 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 Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all distinguished speakers, Professor Ishin, Pak Amor, Dr. Hasna, and also for mispronounce, Dr. Maliga Marimutu. Is she already here in the Zoom as well? Already? Okay. So thank you very much for your coming to all the participants of the ICCD, the 6th ICCD 2024. So before we begin the plenary session for this morning, I would like to share you some information. So first, I'm going to share the information of each our distinguished speaker. Not all of them, actually, I will not read all the CVs because it will take me until maybe tomorrow. Okay, just summarize. Okay, and then after that, we're going to have each of the speakers deliver the presentation, 15 minutes each. And then later on, I'm going to continue to the, key takeaways, okay? And then I'm going to open the floor to the questions for the participants, okay? So for the first opportunity, I would like to introduce you Dr. Hasna Harun, Datuk Dr. Hasna Harun. Forgive me if I mispronounce this, PhD, DIMPCA, CPA, CFIIA. She's a senior academic fellow at the Faculty of Economics and Muamalat University Sains Islam Malaysia, USIM. She earned her PhD in auditing from the University of Hull, UK, specializing in auditing practices and corporate governance. Her academic foundation also includes an MBA in accounting from Governor's State University, USA, and a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from Northern Illinois University, USA. Dr. Hasna's early studies begin at the University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. She completed a diploma in accountancy. And she's also a chartered accountant registered with the Malaysian Institute of Accountants and a CPA, this is from Australia, a certified fellow of the Institute of International Auditors in Malaysia. And wow, she has held very significant position, including the Dean of the Graduate School of Business University Science Malaysia and the Institute of Postgraduate Studies in University Malaysia Pahang. And her contribution also including founding the Journal of Governance and Integrity and establishing the Governance and Integrity Center in University Malaysia Pahang. She has many awards and recognition, including Accounting Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award by the Institute of Certified Management Accountant Australia, multiple Best Paper Awards, and also the 2022 Literary Award for Outstanding Paper in Islamic and Middle Eastern Finance and Management. Her extensive research portfolio covers topics in corporate governance, of course, and Islamic finance, auditing standards, and also authored numerous books of auditing, ethics, and accounting education. Dr. Hasna, today we'll talk about sustainability of flower vendors at Pasar Bunga Rawabelong. I think everybody here in Jakarta knows, Indonesia. And thank you, Prof, because you come up with this Rawabelong, Pasar Bunga, So, for Dr. Hasna, whenever you're ready, feel free to begin. The screen is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. I hope you can see the slide. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank I would like to thank Dr. Retno Dawanti, Chairman of the ICCD 2024 conference and also the organizing committee for inviting me to give some thoughts on this particular issue. You might be wondering why I'm looking at this topic. It actually began when I was invited to become a visiting lecturer at BINUS Business School, where one of their agenda is actually to assist in terms of community development, the flower vendors at Rawabelong. So then I did some interview with the Flower Traders Association and also with the flower traders themselves, and through various literature review, journals, thesis, which I found Venus University has done a lot actually, and came out with a very simple paper and presentation. And I hope that I can share this with you, and we can actually discuss further on what can be done. So the main objective is actually to look at sustainability. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yes, Prof.
Hello?
Please
Okay,
proceed.
bro. Okay, bro.
Okay. So, Pasar Rawa Belong or Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong is actually established. So these are some of the agenda. I'm going to talk about the background of the study, which looks at Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong and some experiences that our association of SME or small medium enterprises actually assisted the micro, small, and medium enterprises. And some of the activities, some of the literature that I found on factors influencing customers to purchase flowers, how Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong can be a tourist destination, and finally to come up with a SWOT analysis to see how we can come up with strategies for long-term sustainability. So in a summary, these are the things that I'll be covering in today's presentation. So I'm given 15 minutes. So I'll try to keep to the time given. Yeah. So Pasar Rawa Bunga Belong is actually one of the largest flower market in Jakarta and Southeast Asia. And there's a lot of monthly revenue that they have gathered actually. Of course, there are some flower traders that are more successful than the others, but overall, on average, there's about 15 billion rupiah asset that has been gathered monthly according to the literature. And approximately there are 600 flower traders actually in the market with 20 years of working experience, and everybody is so enthusiastic when I went there to talk about the flowers that they actually sell. And it was a very interesting moment that I had when I was there. So top selling flowers are actually the roses and chrysanthemums, and they mentioned that roses are actually meant for, it symbolizes good occasion, things that you want to give for your birthday gift to your mother, get well soon, would be the chrysanthemum. So I learned a little bit about flowers when I was there. So the most important thing is actually they provide job opportunities, contributing to the local economic development in the flower sector. And I was made to understand also it's not just flowers from Indonesia that they have, but they also have imported flowers from all over the world. So the next one is just a little bit of a discussion on our institution called SME Corp, which actually helps and coordinate the micro, small, and medium enterprises businesses. And then it serves as a central reference point where they actually cut across ministries, finance ministry, tourism ministry to actually help the SMEs. So one of the, if you can see in the diagram, there's about 1 million over micro, small, and medium enterprises, and the micro enterprises actually constitute 69.7%. So the majority of it is actually small businesses. and like the flower traders, yeah. And they have actually helped to contribute to about 48.5% of employment to 7.6 million workers. In terms of exports, there's also contribution of 12.2%, GDP 39.1%, and also assist in productivity growth. So there's lots of things that they have done for the SMEs. And the support that they have given is actually in terms of human capital development, in terms of training, to upgrade the technical skills, technology, how they can actually adopt information technology into their businesses, innovation, giving them ideas of what is actually needed out there from the global perspective, proper infrastructure in terms of road transport, and also financing to assist them to start their business. And to enhance business competitiveness, they have actually also introduced AI applications to keep up to the world that is out there now. So you need some AI. And in terms of operation management, also marketing techniques, they actually pair up the small business organizations or enterprises with the industry so that they can better promote and sell their products, yeah. And also in terms of financial management, which is one of the trusts that they actually try to educate, because most of the small businesses in Malaysia lacks what they call that understanding of good financial record keeping. This is I thought I would like to just share an interesting tool, a diagnostic tool called SCORE, where it stands for a score or a marks that they allocated for how competitive is the SMEs. So it's meant to sort of analyze where they are, and then if they're not there yet, then they will give the financial assistance, required financial assistance. So there are 5 elements, what you call that, several elements: business performance, financial capability, technical capability, operation management, innovation, quality system, and management capability that they assess, and they will give a score. And if they do not meet the score that they require, then the SMEs can actually, SME Corp can actually assist them. So it has been very successful. So just to share. Now we move on to the contribution of Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong to the traders. Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong has actually improved the traders' lives and the local economy, providing steady income to support families, and what do you call that, and assisted their traders' children to achieve career success. So there has been lots written on this, and one of them is an interview with Mr. Kiki in 2021, where he said that he has made use of the money that he has obtained from the flower trading business to actually send his children to universities, higher institutions, learning, yeah, for them to become doctors and also lecturers. And that's not one of the only case, but there are many more cases. But I just thought I would bring just one up. So researchers, actually, there's a couple of us that actually did the research. As you can see, there's also Dr. Pantri Haryati and also Dr. Retno Dewanti herself, together with Andres and a few friends, colleagues from University, BINUS University, and also we have our Dean of Undergraduate BINUS Business School also there with us. So we met and then we discussed, yeah? And we went down to the flower traders to actually interview them. So in a nutshell, in summary, if I can share with you the success stories of some of the flower traders. Mrs. Fitri, for example, started her business in 2007 with just 10 million rupiah. And through persistence, she actually managed to now earn about 300 million monthly. Yeah? And in summary, she actually owed her success to good customer service, reasonable pricing. She actually can manage to negotiate prices. So it's not just a static price, but it's based on negotiation. So that actually enhances the interest of the customers to buy the flowers. due to the fact that she has many branches and variety of flowers, and she always know what is the cutoff margin that she needs to preserve. But in the process, she can actually provide some reasonable pricing. She has efficient stock management and also does online advertising and sales. Yeah. And success of flower traders in achieving high sales come from clear vision statements. This is from a literature that I quoted there. Clear vision statement, extensive distribution channel, strong management skills, and adaptability to market conditions. So they're able to keep up to the latest trend, for example, to be adaptable, yeah. And then they have good management skills in terms of operating, planning, you know, and also management of their business. And they have extensive distribution channel that they can actually sell their flowers to. And more importantly is their vision statement, what they would like to achieve in how many years time. So it's not just day-to-day routine, but also to look at the long-term planning. So the next one is like to share with you some of the activities that have been going on there, yeah, at Flower Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong, yeah. So they participated in festival events and competition, and interview with Mr. Nur Hadi. Actually, the flower festival includes competition, exhibitions, flower arrangements, and there they managed to showcase their various flowers, the fresh flowers, a variety of flowers, and also managed to share with the public the meaning of the flowers. You know, each flower has actually some meanings to it, and when would be the best flower to send in what occasion. So they joined the competitions, and there are also flower arrangement competition there, and also classes that they have. And also they created some wedding stage. So very, very interesting. The smell of the fresh flowers and all that, I think it provides the ambience to the customers or the purchasers of flowers that actually visit the pasar to buy the flowers. Okay, some success stories that I would just like to brief through. This is from Malaysian side. Penny Chu is a co-founder of a company, a small business called Bloom This. She started in 2015. Actually, it's a husband and wife practice. The hard work led to pioneering flower subscriptions, and she actually won the Asian 2022 Outstanding Woman Award. So this is one of the example of how just by selling flowers, you can actually achieve the recognition. But she bundles or sells the flowers with some other things like cakes, ice creams, and gifts. So the main attraction is flowers, but she also has a sidelines that she sells together with the flowers. Yeah. Another person is Fazrul Azmi. He actually opened up a blossom florist in Malaysia, and then he achieved loans, yeah, from SME Corp, and then he and his wife also actually started gift and delivery business. So it's not just staying put at the business per se, but he actually delivers based on request. So that's how they actually manage to sort of meet their profit target. So an interesting story that I found by this Malaysian also, Miss Pui Ki, who's just 23 years old. She decided to not only look at fresh flowers, but also come out with ideas on how to craft dried flowers. Because to her, she believed that flowers should not just go away, but it should be, what do you call that? Make available and to be a companion in life. So it was, she was quite successful. I mean, she is still successful in selling her flowers. And as you can see, there are some small bouquet of flowers that she has using her innovative ideas with lighting, you know, that actually help to sell flowers well. So now we go to look at the literature that looks at factors influencing customers to purchase flowers. So these are the main points. So they look at flower lifespan, because if fresh flowers, sometimes it doesn't last long. So maybe we have to look at how we can actually prolong the life of the flower, you know, some flowers. The unique arrangements, something new, trendy. Customization options would be bundling maybe, or provide give it as a gift in terms of framing the flowers or in terms of putting it together with some other gifts, trendy designs, reasonable price range, and maybe special discounts in certain occasions. So this is what we gather. I gathered from the literature. And from this particular researcher, she talks about Reed et al. 2020. She talks about balancing practical gifts and flowers for different occasions. So nowadays, flowers can still be appealing, but for the young buyers, actually, they're looking at flowers' symbolic value and beauty in enhancing celebration. So we need to tell them the beauty of the flowers, how flowers can actually send messages and our feelings more than words can do at times, yeah. And it enhances celebrations, make it more joyful. And then, but also that it is also practical, long-lasting satisfaction. So how can we actually meet these two needs of the purchasers of flowers? Younger generations are more influenced by environmental concerns, digital alternatives, yeah? And also looking at eco-friendly gifts. So one of the idea is actually to look at eco-friendly packaging, yeah, in terms of that, and then maybe looking at how the flowers can actually meet up to the competitiveness of other IT or digital alternatives. Maybe we can pair the flowers with the USB drive, etc., to make it more attractive. So they are looking at all this information, a balance of both practical and also what you call that, soft side of things, and also it should be eco-friendly. So all this needs to be looked at. And if you look at Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong, another article by Subakti, I believe she's from BINUS University. She addresses some significant improvement that needs to be done to encourage tourists to come to the market. So in terms of security, parking, toilets, so she looked at many criteria, but the ones that are important are actually security, parking, toilet, signboards. The others are actually important, but they are performing well. But for this particular 4 elements, it's important, but not so performing well, and it needs some improvement according to the article. So maybe this can be looked at by the authority, by the flower traders themselves. And Arianti emphasizes that for flower traders in Pasar Bunga Belong to succeed, effective management is crucial. So management practices, record keeping, customer service is very important because it's a small business. It's how you actually handle your customers well, whatever they ask, you can actually answer reliably. And also you can assure them that what is good and what is bad, maybe also teach them on what would be best flowers for which occasion. So record keeping. So all these are actually very important, as I think we know, but as noted in the literature. So in a nutshell, summary from all those interviews and also from the literature review that I've gathered, I came out with SWOT analysis. So this is quite what you call too small actually, but overall these are some of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which I've broken them down into the various elements of strength. For example, the strength of the market is actually in terms of the wide variety of flowers that they offer, yeah, competitive pricing, and then committed traders. The traders, they are very, very committed and passionate about their flowers that they sell. And they're very, very, very happy there. You can see that they keep telling us what would be best, what to buy, and then also bargain with us. Inform us of the price of the flowers. Yeah? And one of the things that I found there also is because of the strategic location, I guess, yeah, that people go there, and flowers, I think, is in consistent demand as it adds value to our life. Maybe we can look at it further as to how flowers can actually reach the masses. So these are the strengths that I gathered from the research, a small, simple research that we've done. Yeah, and the weaknesses would include in terms of some lacks in customer service, and in terms of keeping track of their financial, whether the expenses and the profit. and how much they need to sell maybe for a day. So maybe that needs some educating, not all, but a few, yeah. And also vision statement, mission statement, promotion using what do you call that? Digital platform to promote, yeah. And then knowledge gap also, what's going on, what's the trend now, yeah. And facility conditions. With the what do you call that? Promotional activity. When I was in BINUS University in Jakarta, I can like to share that Dr. Pantri Haryati and her team actually has assisted the flower traders in developing what they call that Rabelo, which is actually an online digital platform to help promote the products of the flower traders in that market, and also help to sell. And they also help organize flower festivals. So I can see the closeness of the university actually to assist the community there. And it's showing good progress. Okay, as for opportunities, maybe there could be education on flowers, because sometimes when I myself, I think if I go to the flower shop, I will just take the attractive ones and put things together. But the flowers actually have their own meanings. So being educated or achieving education from the flower traders or from the association itself will actually help us to understand more, appreciate more. Once you understand, you'd like to appreciate more, and that flowers can be used for what purpose. So value-added services, arrangement, decorations, opportunities that can be done, home delivery, pet sales with other products, and then also memorable moments, beautiful moments that we can capture. And then also opportunities for the production of the flowers should be more quality, maybe enhance the production. And then range of expansion, not only selling flowers, but also vases, potted plants could also be there, because potted plants is actually good also for the environment, and it's long lasting, it's durable, as what the young generation wants. And also we can see that, can also collaborate with event planners about orders. And what we saw there also, that the young people or the customers sometimes go there to take pictures, content creators, for them to come out with their TikTok, promotion, or their assignment for the students, which can also be an opportunity that the market can actually tap on. How to make it more, many more to come. So if you look at the threats, the market is actually quite crowded, and species of flowers are actually sold by different flower traders. The same more or less species, but we can tell which ones are imported, because actually there's the essence, the smell of the flowers through the quality of the petals, etc. So it's good combination actually, but the market is still crowded, a little bit crowded. Shift towards now there's threat of the young generation or the consumer preferences to shift towards striped flowers, one thing, and artificial flowers actually, and also digital gifts. So how can the market compete with all these demands? So that's a threat. So maybe by bundling the gift, USB drive with flowers, etc. Transportation issues, traffic congestion, and then also the facilities, as what we saw just now in one of the literature review, and it's weather dependence, and maybe can disrupt supply. Okay, there are also street vendors outside the market, which can pose as a threat, and also rising rental costs. So all these are actually the threats that could hinder the growth of the market. Okay, finally, I would like to just share some of my thoughts regarding the strategies to assist the sustainability of the Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong. So as they have already done, they should participate more in flower festivals, to showcase their designs, to educate, and to also make their presence felt. Educational marketing campaigns are important through social media, through Instagram, videos, graphic, which can be put online, and engaging with the social media for them to help improve the visibility, and the types of products and services that they offer. And also embrace enhancing product and shop visibility. So there should be more catchy signage here, and also maybe what do you call that, arrangement of the flowers themselves, so that it looks more presentable, and by exposing the bouquet of flowers that has been arranged, etc., etc. So that should be okay. And then creating memorable advertisements. So this is to exhibit a range of fresh flower arrangements that the customers can actually choose from, and also using lighting strategies, how they can actually encourage the consumers to buy, or the customers to buy, to host events, and maybe do it yourself flower arrangement, educating them. So these are some of the activities that they can do to create the memorable experience at the market. And also educating customers on flower, not just as a flower that will go out, will die off easily, but also as a symbolic nature, that we can keep supplies of flowers, for example, to the customers if they want on a daily basis, or on a weekly basis, maybe fortnightly basis, or delivery services. So that would also be assisting them on occasion, specific guidance, so which flowers will be best for which one, condolences, and also birthday gifts, graduation, get well soon, etc., etc. So promoting potted plants, I think, is one of the way forward. So to encourage them to buy and to have an interest in plants, not only in flowers, because flowers come from plants. So how they can actually have a good care instruction on the potted plants, and product bundling, flowers with some other gifts, chocolates, cakes, holiday bundles, maybe discount given, in certain occasion, certain times, and also they should have financial management, good financial management, where they can keep track of the profit, of the expenses, and how much would they have to sell per day for them to actually break even, or to still stay afloat. Eco-friendly practices now is actually becoming quite important. So some of the customers maybe would like to know where they got the flowers from. Is it from the flower growers who use organic materials, for example, fertilizers, and what they can do with the plants with the flowers once it dies off, for example, they can actually be used as a fertilizer. So an education of that kind, I think, will be helpful, eco-friendly practices, packaging, biodegradable materials, not just plastic, using plastic containers. So these are some of the strategies which I try to sort of put it in a diagrammatic form, but it also requires actually the support of the government in terms of infrastructure improvement, transportation facilities, so that the flowers can get to the market in time, and also the training to the vendors. So these are some of the things that I would like to share. And as a conclusion, what needs to be done is look at more research actually, on how to cater for the needs of the younger generation, of how it can be durable, how it can actually save the environment, the planet, as what the vice rector mentioned just now, Dr. Nelly, about SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. So we can get profit, but at the same time, we can actually help maintain the world to be a better place, in terms of, in this aspect, in terms of flower growers. Education and training is needed. Education and training definitely is needed, I think, to the flower traders, and to keep them in the know of what's going on, what are the actually achievements, what are the practices of other countries. Collaboration efforts is needed, flower growers and also the flower, what do you call that, the the ones that actually grow flowers in their backyard and all that, and also with the industry. Very, very important for them to actually have a close rapport, for them to actually have the buyers of the flowers, so that there will be a consistent sales. Effective marketing strategies should be done through social media and through their association, that can actually promote whatever products that they have, whatever services that they can give, whatever flowers that they can send overseas, abroad, and also to the local needs of the people. And definitely sustainable and ethical practices should always be at the mind, in the mind of the flower growers and also the flower traders, how they can showcase that they actually manage this. And good customer service is definitely needed for them to sell their flowers to the customers who actually visits the Pasar Rawa Belong, Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong market. Aggressive marketing campaigns needed. So I guess that's it from me. Just a short sharing of what I think would be necessary for the sustainability of Pasar Rawa Belong. And as a conclusion, these are some of the references that I actually paid to attention to in my preparation of the PowerPoint slide. And also we have written a paper actually on this in the proceeding, if you care to read in detail of what are the explanations. So over to you. Thank you very much. And I guess that's all from me. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hasna, for the wonderful presentation of flower vendors at Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong. It's very famous in near our campus, BINUS University. And here are some key takeaways from Dr. Hasna Harun's presentation just now. I learned that you talk about the SWOT analysis and strategic planning, Doctor. And I see a very detailed SWOT analysis, from you of Pasar Bunga Rawa Belong, highlighted the strength of the products, the variety, the committed vendors, and then the second one is the collaboration and government support, of course, to develop this, the infrastructure, for the vendors. And then I also noticed you also mentioned about these marketing strategies like using TikTok, right? And so I believe that we have to enhance the market visibility, Prof. Market visibility and customer engagement, using the, like the SNS. And the last one, I see that you also mentioned about the sustainability and eco-friendly practices, especially with the packaging and so on and so forth. Okay, I think that's all for the takeaway from the presentation. And we're going to continue to the next presenter, Dr. Maliga Marimutu. Okay, so for all the participants, I know that you want to ask some questions for Dr. Hasna, but save it. Because we're going to have lots of times after this, so we're going to listen for Dr. Maliga Marimutu first. Okay, so let me introduce Dr. Maliga Marimutu. She is a senior lecturer in marketing at La Trobe Business School with a PhD from University of Newcastle, Australia, and she earned the Best PhD Thesis Award in 2008. She served as a visiting scholar at the Ohio State University in 2014 and was previously an associate professor at University Science Malaysia before moving to Australia, 2016. Dr. Maliga specializes in sustainable marketing, focusing on areas like consumer behavior change, responsible consumption, sustainable services, food waste, and green consumerism. The research which explore how to encourage behavior changes for the benefit of individuals, business, and society, and with over 2,300 Google Scholar citation. Wow, give applause for the audience. 2,300 Google Scholars citation. She has published in leading international journals, authored book chapters, and serves on the Journal of Service Management Editorials Advisory Board. In addition to her research, she has a strong teaching record at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels and collaborate with international scholars. Dr. Maliga is well respected for her research methodology workshop for the postgraduate students and actively supervises PhD and master students. She also consulted for government agency and private organizations and has secured collaborative research grants globally with the commitment to community development. So today, Dr. Maliga is going to present a paper entitled Zero Waste Marketing, Strategies for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. Let us welcome Dr. Maliga. The screen is yours, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you for the introductions. Very good morning. First, I would like to express my highest respect and gratitude to the honorable guest, conference organizers, and audience for giving me this opportunity to present at this vibrant and thoughtful international conference. The title of my presentation is Zero Waste Marketing Strategies, where I will focus on the strategies for small and medium-sized enterprises. So this research is an outcome of my collaboration with Retno Dewanti from BINUS University. So I'm not sure if the slides is moving. Okay, thank you. All right, the outline of our presentation is I will give a brief background about the motivation of the study scope, and then I will outline the strategies that the SMEs can adopt for zero waste marketing. And before I move to the conclusion, I'll discuss a bit on the opportunities for SMEs in this space. So in terms of the introduction here, we all know very well that business sustainable practices is a very important business agenda. Regardless the size of the business, whether it is a small, medium, or large, it's very important for business nowadays to cope and to show how they can practice sustainable initiative in their business operation. And within that scope, one of the area where business can really focus is on zero waste marketing. And there are studies have proved that zero waste marketing is a very critical strategy for SMEs. And if we want to see, if we ask these questions, what are the aim for SMEs to focus on this zero waste marketing strategies? We can say that from several aspects. The first one is to reduce waste. If we can have the next slides, please. Thank you. So the first aspect is to see how SMEs is looking at the way how it can help to reduce the waste. That is basically to minimize the environmental footprint. And second is to foster connection with eco-conscious consumers, because as we all know, businesses always try to engage with the customer, because by engaging with the customer, they can improve the brand loyalty, improve their business revenue, things like that. And the third aspect is to drive sustainable growth, that is transiting from the linear business model to circular business model. So having this as the purpose of moving towards this zero waste by focusing on zero waste strategies, we can see that a lot of business, including SMEs, have started to march towards this path. However, it's not an easy approach for business to move into this zero waste marketing. There are a lot of challenges for the business. So if we can have the next slides, please. So the challenges, as we all know, that SME is always under this resource constraint, and they have to find a way how they can operate So doing this zero waste marketing initiative is something that SMEs have to think about how they can plan towards that. And also achieving this zero waste is a complex strategy, and it requires support from various stakeholders, including government agencies, suppliers, and customers. As we had our previous speaker share on a very interesting case of Pasar Bunga Raya Belum, where she had mentioned that how important the participation, the engagement of stakeholders in order to help the business to achieve the business objectives successfully. So having this stakeholders support is very important. Therefore, partnership and collaborative actions are essential in driving the broader system change that needed towards this zero waste in SMEs context. So having this in the knowing that this is important to achieve by SMEs, my co-researcher and I, we have designed the study to focus on the initiative that the initiative that SMEs are doing in order to achieve this zero waste marketing strategies. And also we focused on the importance of customer, and third, we focus on the community engagement. So we can have the next slides, please. Yep, so these are the three aspects that we focused in our paper, which is available in the proceeding, I suppose. So that is, again, if I am to repeat this, that's we will look into the practical marketing strategies for SMEs. And secondly, we look into the importance of influencing the consumers. And third, the importance of building a community engagement. So in our paper, we looked into how SMEs can adopt eco-conscious marketing techniques to support circular business model and to motivate customers to embrace zero waste practices. Next slide, please. So in terms of the practical marketing strategies, there are many things that SMEs can do in order to practice the zero waste marketing. For example, having this sustainable packaging, and we just now listened to a very good example from the flower business, how the business can practice eco-friendly based packaging. So packaging is one of the way how we can see waste can be minimized by using like a biodegradable source for packaging, so plant-based sources for packaging, things like that, where business are encouraged to avoid use of plastics. Secondly, digital content, right? How we can use digital content, because the benefits of using digital content is we can go back and reuse the digital contents, and it can be shared with many people, and it's not going to be a printed version, so things like that. So that will help to reduce a lot of waste. And minimalistic in advertising, like we only bring the relevant information to advertise to the people, so we don't try to put everything. So we be very selective in identifying the information that we want to use in our promotion to reach our customer. And we encourage the SMEs to reuse materials for events. So instead of using it once and throw it away, we try to develop materials, right, where they can go back again and again to reuse the materials. And also while they are doing this, SMEs are encouraged to offer eco-friendly merchandise. Look at the source, how the products are being prepared. All right, we try to avoid things like plastic, those sort of things which can harm the environment. And we also look into the way how we can reuse the content. Like, for example, anything that we posted in blogs, is there a way that we can connect that to Facebook, Instagram, things like that, so that we can develop one content and we can use that content in multiple spaced or events. And then we try to use digital product samples instead of producing a lot of products and then we throw away the products. And then also we look for sustainable print options. And we also promote local partnership where we encourage local vendors, local suppliers to come into the play rather than relying on suppliers or vendors that come from outside the local space. So there are a number of, these are the number of marketing strategies that SMEs can adopt and practice, but these are just an example. We should be able to go beyond this, but these are the common basic examples that we encourage the SMEs to practice. One examples that I would like to share with you here is the Stoda stream. This is an example from Australian context where sparkling water is very famous in Australia. But in the past, people used to go to the retail store and purchase bottles of sparkling water, and this lead to waste of bottles. So what this Stoda stream did was it invented this sparkling water maker, which is the photo that you can see here. It's a very friendly tool to make sparkling water. So with this tool, people have to just buy sparkling water based, and then they can just add the water and they can mix it and do it at home in a very easy way. So this equipment here have saved huge use of bottles. So this is where SMEs need to think of in a way also how they can invent something, promote something which can reduce the waste in their business. I've given a few more other examples in the paper that we submitted to the proceedings, so you should be able to find more examples. So we can move to the next slide, please. Okay. The second approach here is on how to influence consumer behavior. So as it was mentioned in the previous speaker as well, where business play a very important role in educating the customers, the stakeholders. So SMEs can leverage their marketing efforts to educate and inspire their customers to adopt zero waste practices. So as an SMEs, we have this responsibility how we can speak to our segment market, right? What are the sort of information that we want to give to our segment market to educate them in terms of the importance of minimizing or heading towards zero waste practices. So one way of achieving this is through digital marketing, because through digital marketing, we can adopt this minimalistic approach, and we can focus on the content to influence our consumers. And one way that we can do this by having some concise videos or infographics. So Australia Zero Waste Store is an example where they are using a lot of videos to change the behavior of the consumers to head towards zero waste. And other example is we know that a lot of businesses now bring forward storytellings. They're sharing a lot of stories, which can help to connect emotionally with the consumers. So once the consumers get connected emotionally, so that will influence them more towards change their behavior and try to save the environment, the planet, things like that. New Zealand cosmetic brand ethics, which we share in our proceeding, again, is a very good example how they are using storytelling as a way to influence the consumers. Next slide, please. So the third approach is community engagement and local sourcing. So I've used two examples, one from Indonesia and one from Australia context here. So if you look at this, Du Anyam is a handicraft Indonesian SMEs, which is giving an opportunity for local women artisans to get involved and then produce this local handicraft product. And Harris Farm Market is an example from Australia context where it has opened a lot of fresh markets, vegetable markets around Australia in order to source the local farming products into the store. So those products can be purchased by local people. So these are the way how SMEs can think about how for their business they can look around for local resources, local manpowers to produce the product, and we look for local buyers to purchase the product. So in this way, we can help to reduce the carbon footprint which is associated with long distance shipping, and also we can help to build direct connection with our customers in reinforcing the idea of supporting sustainable practices. So those are the three approach that would like to put forward here for SMEs to practice so that they can emphasize this zero waste marketing through collective approach. Next slide, please. So the sustainable business trend of transiting from linear to secular model offer SMEs unique opportunities. So this is because SMEs have the ability to quickly adopt and innovate for sustainable focused business operation. So moving from linear business model to secular business model, what we are trying to say here is we will explore the nature of SMEs. By nature, SME has the ability to adopt to these sustainability practices in a quicker and easy way. So we can give some example here, like in terms of designing for longevity and reusability. So because SMEs always have this resource constraint, SMEs have been always thinking about how it can operate in a way that can be very cost effective. So one way of reaching that cost effectiveness is by looking at the longevity and also reusability of the product. All right. So because that has been the fundamental operation, so from the very beginning, we can see that SME is focusing very much into this secular-based business model. And the other aspect we can see is communicating the secular initiative. So SMEs business are pretty much close to the customers and local community, local people. So in this way, they can communicate about the circular initiative more with the customers and the local people compared to corporate businesses. And the next trend is building customer loyalty through sustainability. That is also possible because the nature of business, SMEs businesses are always focused on sustainability. So therefore, it's easy for SMEs to build the customer loyalty through agenda of sustainability. So if we see here, the statement that we are making here is SMEs have a lot of opportunities to focus more on secular-based business model. Next slide, please. So the conclusion here is zero-waste marketing presents compelling opportunity for SMEs to engage eco-conscious consumers while fostering sustainable growth here. And SMEs can use this as a great opportunities to position themselves as a leader in the sustainability practices. So the takeaway here from my presentation here is there will be a lot of challenges, right, for SMEs to move towards zero waste marketing. All right, as we have observed again from the previous presentation, the challenges are there, but with the support of the stakeholders, for example, government, customers, local suppliers, local communities, all that, SMEs have huge potential to operate in a way that where it focus more on this secular business model, where it emphasize eco-friendly, where it head towards zero waste, all those sort of things. And by doing that, SMEs has great potential for building customer engagement, improve its brand loyalty, and foresee long-term success that SMEs can achieve. So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Klaus, thank you. Okay, so here is summary of the key themes that you mentioned about zero waste marketing of SME. And then you also mentioned about the practical strategies, yeah, which is, I find it very, refreshing because here is quite difficult between the theory and the practical side, yeah. So here you also present a case study, yeah, with the paper ID, the soda stream, which is very good. And I think in Indonesia we can also, follow the example that you have set, and the consumer influence, and also the engagement, and last but not least, the local community and sourcing. I think is very important that you also mentioned here. Yeah, you introduced the example of the Du Anyam. Is it a kind of like a SME in, what is Anyam?
It's a handicraft.
Yes, there's a handicraft, yeah, SME. The woven. Oh, okay. Great. Okay, thank you, Dr. Maliga. So next session will be for, I call him Dr. Amor, yeah? Amor. Okay, so let me read the introduction for Dr. Amor. So Dr. Teguh Amor Patria is a distinguished academic with a PhD in sustainable tourism and protected area management from Michigan State University. And his dissertation explored heritage as a social construct within Indonesian communities. Yeah, great. He also holds a master in tourism planning from Institut Teknologi Bandung and a postgraduate diploma in international cooperation and culture management from, how do you pronounce it? Universitat de Barcelona, is it correct? Okay, thanks God. So Dr. Amor currently serves as the associate lecturer at Universitas Bina Nusantara, focusing on tourism destination studies, and he has a rich teaching history at various institutions, including roles at Sekolah Tinggi Pariwisata Bandung and Burapa University in Thailand. Okay. And Dr. Amor has presented numerous research papers internationally with recent studies on topics like visitor motivation in heritage sites, and then experience economy in tourism and impact of social media on brand awareness in Indonesian tourism. His work often centers on heritage tourism, visitor engagement, and sustainable tourism practices. And Dr. Amor frequently speaks and moderates at conferences and webinars, including recent event focused on immersive technology. Is it in tourism? Yeah, so it is in tourism and sustainable destination development. He holds many certifications, yeah, as written here, such as the Certified Interpretive Guide for the National Association for Interpretation, not translation, yeah, interpretation. Interpretation, and has held managerial roles in hospitality, notably as a resident manager in Bali. Wow.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but it's written here. Okay, so today Dr. Amor is going to present a paper entitled Sustaining Heritage Town and Community Through the Roles of Social Entrepreneurship, a case study of the old town of Kota Gede, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Okay, Dr. Amor, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Give him a very big applause first.
Thank you. Thank you, Bu Devi. We met 10 years ago, and then we met again one month ago.
What did you mean?
Which one? The first time?
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years
Don't
ago.
tell everyone.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So it is a great pleasure for me to be invited as one of the keynote speakers. And actually, I'm representing my team, which consists of several faculty members, including one from tourism department, which is my colleague at BINUS University. And then there's also Pak Diki from management from tourism, BINUS University. And then Pak Andre from Sekolah Tinggi Pariwisata Bandung. And then also, last but not least, we have Professor Serinton Tepongkorn from Burapa University International College. So we are collaborating to conduct a study into sustaining heritage town and community through the roles of social entrepreneurship, a case study of the old town of Kota Gede, Yogyakarta in Indonesia. So here is a little background of our research. Next slide, please. Okay. So here's a picture of the old town of Kota Gede in
I don't need this. I think, no, yeah, thank you. Yeah, probably some of you have been visiting this place in southeast of Jogja City. And then the background is going back long time ago in 1998. So there is this woman living in Kota Gede. She's a very young graduate of a tourism university, and she inspired to found an organization that promotes the heritage in Kota Gede, which is her hometown. So next slide, please. Okay, so at the turn of the 21st century, there is a phenomenon in Indonesia where heritage-based community groups emerge in many towns and cities, including in Jakarta, in Bandung, in Yogyakarta, in Bali, in Surabaya. And actually, the efforts of these community-based have been quite influential. So one of the impacts is there's so many similar groups arising as a result of this pioneering group today. And we can have a look at many hospitality and tourism institutions in many cities in Indonesia that take the theme of heritage as, you know, their business theme. For example, the restaurants and hotels, and even tours and travel. So the effort of these community groups has been very influential. But academically speaking, little is known about the roles of social enterprise in conserving and interpreting heritage, whose work eventually affect the sustainability of the local heritage environment. So therefore, my team and I intended to study and explore this phenomenon. And the research question is how heritage-based community group in Kota Gede in Yogyakarta manage and promote and also sustain their heritage to the community at large. So hopefully, we expect that the findings of the study will be able to fill the gap in the study, and then also shed a light into how community-based in heritage conservation and interpretation practices social entrepreneurship in sustaining their heritage environment. And then we also hope to help other similar groups in Indonesia in managing their work, because there are so many similar groups, but one of the challenges is particularly in the aspect of finance. Yeah, they are struggling, even though they have the passion to sustain their work, but most of these groups' challenges is the finance sector, because they are not business, they are not supported by the government, and they are not also supported by any other financial agency. So they are independent. So they are really based on their own initiative as part of the community. So we also hope that the findings of this study will be in line of the goal of Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, particularly in creating an inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable cities and human settlements. Okay, next slide, please. So regarding the literature review, we have researched into many papers, not very many, and we found out that little is known about the roles of social enterprises, especially in Indonesia, which are organized by grassroots communities in conserving and interpreting heritage. Some of the examples of previous studies about social entrepreneurship, working on cultural heritage, brought up the cases of formal social enterprises rather than community-based ones. For examples, as you can see on the slide, we have several examples. But perhaps we have a few papers that are closely related to our theme. So one of them is the study of those that generated insights into how global cultural tourism and social entrepreneurship provide tourism destinations for community development, which was conducted by Lee and friends in 2022. And then the other one is entrepreneurial orientation be extended into entrepreneurial with additional aspects including preservation and community, which was conducted by Manik and Friends in 2022. All right, so next slide. Okay, so let's take a look at the conceptual basis for the study. So we found out that the planned work of heritage conservation and promotion and sometimes interpretation in Indonesia, as I said earlier, can be credited to these local social enterprises. And the concept of social enterprises, as we know, emerges with an aim to find solution to social problems such as education, health, etc., but are not taken care of by the government and also not by private businesses. And in implementing and operating this social enterprise, actually, we also use the same method that most of the businesses do. So managing an organization, including social enterprises, working on achieving its goals and objectives requires an effective application of functional areas of business. And as we know that the 4 functional areas of business include operation or production, and then we have marketing, human resources, and finance, according to Taylor in 2004. And now let's take a look at the definition of each aspect. Next slide, please. So when we hear the word production, it means that we are talking about values. We are talking about values that are we instilled in our product. And products can consist of goods and services. Yeah, as you can see, so if I read it for you, so production which comes in the form of either good and service refers to the production of values embodied in a good or service to solve the community's problem. And about the marketing, marketing is basically a communication process that links a specific product to a target market. And then when we're talking about human resources, we talk about all the people related behind the scene or the peoples in the production process. And then when we talk about finance, we talk about the monetary resources that are used to manage and to operate the function of the organization. Next slide, please. So in conducting our study, we went from the research question, which is how heritage-based social enterprises in Indonesia manage and sustain their work, which indirectly affect the environment or the sustainability of the local heritage environment. So because this study is exploratory, so we use the qualitative approach. And for this, we selected a community in Yogyakarta, which has been working on conserving and interpreting heritage in Kota Gede since 1998. That was about almost 40 years ago. So this is also one of the reasons why we chose this community group, because of its long-standing, let's say, existence. Yeah, because there's so many other similar groups that try to sustain, but again, as I said, they were hindered by the financial aspect. So we'd like to know how this community base in Yogyakarta has managed to survive for almost 40 years. So because this is kind of research ethics, so I don't mention the name of the community group, but as you can see, so this heritage-based social enterprise in Kota Gede, Yogyakarta has been there since 1998. And I was happy to be able to meet members of this community group in July 2024 to collect data from these respondents. So I organized a focus group discussion, or FGD, and I initially invited the founder, which is the woman that I told earlier in this presentation. And then I asked her to invite other 4 team members who met the criteria of understanding the operation and the management aspect of this community group. Because you know that this is a qualitative study, so we try to delve into the management aspect of this community group. And then next slide, please. So we did the process of qualitative study. So I audio recorded the interviews with these 5 respondents. And then after that, I transcribed the recorded interviews, and it was finished in early August 2024. And then we did the coding, and in validating the data, we use our own expertise and knowledge and experiences to validate the data. And then we came up with some predetermined codes to generate answers to the research questions. And following this step, we tag tags in the transcription that we think are in accordance with the definition of each code. And after the tag tags under the same codes were placed under the same theme, we created a summary for each theme that was written as to build the foundation of this study. So the writing of the findings and analysis of this paper was done by inserting some tag tags to support important points in the analysis. So what we found is, next slide, please. Okay, so we found that KHT, that is the anonym for this community group, was initiated in 1999. So this young woman who was a fresh graduate from a tourism college in Yogyakarta, she helped her mother organize a visit from the World Bank in the area. So after she was successfully helped her mother, she was inspired to found a community group which works at conserving and also interpreting heritage at Kota Gede. As you know, that Kota Gede is the site of the old sultanate in the area of Jogja. If you've heard about the Mataram Kingdom, which was established in the 16th century and lasted until the 18th century. And they left a lot of legacies, including the palatial complex and a mosque. And also we know that Kota Gede is an area which is also famous for its silver work. Okay, so I only have 2 minutes left. So the finding show that in terms of production, creation of various tourism programs, heightening of local uniqueness, combination of social and business orientation of the organization, and careful treatment of local cultural resources were considered important by our respondents. And then next slide shows some of the example of the quotation from our respondents related to social and business orientation combination, and also not to over-commercialize heritage products. And in terms of marketing, next slide, please. Okay, the respondents felt it is important to focus on the target market needs. And the next, okay, so this is from human resources. So respondents feel that it is important to have, to involve local community members in the operation of this community group. And then it also is important to raise community education about local cultures and entrepreneurship, regeneration of human resources, and synergies among stakeholders. But they think that passion is top-notch, in this important aspect of human resources. Because without passion, nothing will be, thing will be impossible to sustain. And then, last but not least is the financial aspect. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. Okay, provision of incentives for participating community members to help sustain communities' loyalty to the group's undertakings. So this is in accordance with one of the findings of the earlier paper using social exchange theory, that says it is important to reward community members in community-based tourism because that could maintain the sustainability of their loyalty. All right, so we've come to the conclusion of this study. Next slide, please. So as I said before, a variety of aspects contributed to the sustainability of this community group, which has been there for almost 40 years. But probably it is important to emphasize that passion is perhaps the most important aspect, which forms the foundation of the group's work. And these determinant factors can be a contribution to the body of knowledge pertaining to heritage-based social enterprise in Indonesia. And we expect that in the future, we will continue this study with collaboration with Thai University, and then we collect data from both sides of the case in Indonesia and in Thailand, and then we try to form a model that will be useful to similar community groups, either in Indonesia or in Thailand or in any other Southeast Asian countries. That's a brief presentation from me representing my team. Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity. So I hope this study will be beneficial to all of us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Amor, for the interesting presentation. So I was wondering, what is KHT stands for?
It stands for Kota Gede Heritage Trail. Yeah, so
Kota Gede
yes.
Heritage
Trails.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a kind of community. Yes. All right, so here are some key points from your presentation. You were talking about the community and heritage conservation, which is start from the KHT, operates the social enterprise with a mission to raise local awareness about heritage conservation while generating income, of course, through the tourism activities. And there is also a point about social and business balance, and then the involvement of the local community. The local involvement is actually like encouraging not only to share the benefit, but also to strengthen the community appreciation, to protect the heritage itself, And then I'll also write down the challenges and the financial sustainability, Yes, yes, always come to the financial thing, While financial sustainability remains a concern, the community, this KHT, actually emphasizes a very careful planning, avoiding over commercialization of heritage, but of course still targeting the right audience to come. Yes. Okay. Okay, I think, thank you, Dr. Amor, for the presentation. We're going to the next speaker. The floor is yours. Okay, let me introduce her first. So our last distinguished speaker is Professor Yi-Shin Chu, a distinguished academic leader and director of the Eureka Robotics Center, where she pioneers the advancement in robotics, AI, and educational technology, or what we call EdTech. And she has transformed the Eureka Robotics Center into a globally recognized research hub, successfully securing over 1.4 million pounds, correct? Nearly 2 million now, okay. In the grants and deploying cutting-edge robotics in healthcare, education, services for industry across the UK, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Pakistan. A dedicated advocate for diversity in STEM, Professor Chu has driven numerous initiatives, including the PI program, and which has engaged over 28,000 young people, especially women, and underrepresented groups in the STEM field. And with over 200 publications for her name, Professor Yi-Shin's scholarly contribution span peer-reviewed articles, books, and also influential policy papers, in Wales, if I'm not mistaken. UK Parliament, sorry, UK Parliament. And she has made substantial contribution to the UK Parliament discussion on the AI, digital trust, and the societal impacts of robotics. Her work is widely recognized with her research indexed by the Web of Science and Scopus and cited globally, underscoring her role as the thought leader in AI and EdTech. Her upcoming book with the, Routledge, Fostering Women's Engagement in STEM? Through education further highlight her commitment to gender equity in STEM. So here, Professor Ishin Chu has delivered 22 keynote speeches worldwide, addressing topics like healthcare, robotics, AI policy, and including STEM education. Her impactful career has earned 22 awards, is it correct? 22 awards in teaching and research, along with official recognition by the UK and the Welsh parliaments as an AI robotics embodies a dedication to making AI robotics accessible, ethical, and inclusive for diverse communities and future generation. Okay, so yeah, kind of thrill me. So today, Professor Ishin will deliver a very insightful, interesting paper. Yeah, just now. So the title of the paper is "No One Left Behind: The First AI Pedagogy." Is it correct?
Yes.
AI pedagogy, not pedagogy. Yeah? AI pedagogy strategy for PI partnership in education community development. Without further ado, the floor is yours, Professor Ishin. Please give her a very big round of applause.
Thank you, Ibu Divi. I would like to stand up, if you don't mind, after long seat. And I believe your concentration after 40 minutes is a bit stunned. So if I stand up, you can see me more. A very good morning, selamat pagi to all my lovely colleagues. Thank you for Ibu Retno and Devi to invite me here. So I'm Ishin. I really in love with Indonesia. Because of the culture of you say, Pak, Ibu, everyone is the same, and your hospitality, I really like Indonesia. This is my second visit to Indonesia after 20 years ago, my honeymoon in Bali. So really thank you. And I really think that no one left behind is your culture too. You treat everyone the same, everyone is VIP, no one left behind. It's amazing to hear your story on heritage. And sustainable, I'm not sure, are they still online? On Australia, and then Usim's professor about the sustainable communities and flowers. I use bloom this a lot from UK. I'm not here to sell flowers or heritage. I'm not to sell women, but I promote women here, people around. So IDOGOGI strategy is from PI Community Development. PI stands for Partnership in Education, Partnership in Empowerment Development. It's the global academic that I developed since 4 years ago, PI, and that's how I met Devi and invited her to the UK. So I'm going to share with you some of the experience of part of the PI impacts to the IDOGOGI strategy. This is a flow that I'm going to tell you. There are some robots in my center. Feel free to come to visit in Wales, Cardiff, different size, different place. That's where I came from. Cardiff, I flew about 14 hours flight to BINUS, and thank you for inviting me. And who am I? Eureka Robotics Lab is the one that I set up in Cardiff in 2017. We are one of the 11 centers in the UK who provide social, humanoid, and educational robotics. AI. And you can see some of my students, colleagues with the robots in actions. We developed the program of the robots. We purchased the hardware, but the software, the brain, we developed, and we tested it. We are the only one in the UK who brought the robots into the real world, into cafe, into hospitals, into care home. We don't just do research in the four-wall world. We have over 140 robots. Just a quick introduction to who we are. And these are my PhD students or my colleagues who tested different sizes of robots. And I believe we recently just placed this mini PAO in BINUS. So you have 2 mini PAO now in BINUS. Next time, bring to them. It's one of our latest Q education robots. You can program with Python, Java, similar thing. And that is taken by Sia on the plane. And that's where we are. Okay, in Cardiff. Okay, women in STEM. Why IDOGOGI? Why women? Why no one left behind? Long time ago, I was invited to the Alan Turing Institute. I was one of the women panel to share about how challenging women be in a community, in data science, in robotics, in engineering. Not sure about other disciplines, but in our discipline, STEM subjects, women definitely underrepresented, especially in the senior management, in engineering. Give you an example. I visited UMP, one of my collaborators, Nuru's, Nuru's campus. So she was the associate vice chancellor there, and she said she's the only lady associate vice chancellor. The rest of rectors still males. I'm so glad to see Ibu Nelly, your vice chancellor, rector is a woman. So it's very rare to see that in Malaysia. Okay, in Cardiff, yes, all our vice chancellor I think is women. So this is UMP, and this is the robotics lab. You can see the one that I circle are all women. These are the visitors. The rest are the robotics pioneers, engineers, directors. They are all male. So you can imagine I am working in the robotics environment surrounded by male. With all due respect, they are great people. They are great people, and God makes them leaders is good. So no discrimination to male. On the other hand, women are only underrepresented. So I'm no feminism, but I'm trying to do women empowerment to help women, young girls, to have equal opportunity in education, in community development, in sustainable leaderships in the world led by different people. So I started with healthcare robotics projects and then come into PI. PI is supported by British Council to empower women to meet one of the SDG problem now. The value of PI is how do we inspire, encourage girls from high school, primary school, get into educations, and also to BINUS. That's last week. We have an event in BINUS, and thanks to you, it's really great. And these are the BINUS, including BINUS, the partners of PI that you can see is world around, including USIM. I'm the honorary professor from USIM, so if Masta is still there, hi, hello. We bring robots to university. We bring robots to communities. We bring robots to schools, high girls' school and underprivileged and orang asli, indigenous people in Malaysia. I'm not sure in Indonesia, do you have orang asli? No, right? Indigenous, yeah, okay. So what do? We use technology, AI, as the means of learning, teaching, so pedagogy, learning, teachings, techniques. So I use robots, AI, as a means of learning, teachings, methods, as an engagement to women, to girls, to academics, not excluding men. You can see we partner a lot with people. So what we do there is, a new term called idogogy. So when technology becomes pedagogy, so it's a new term that I invented. Idogogy, especially in assessment feedback. So I selected 3 types of robots: Robot Eureka, Robot JD, and Robot Minipao. And I incorporated assessment feedback principles from 2 giant professors, that assessment feedback is always the worst thing, not the worst thing, but the less improvement, gap for improvement in academic work. How many of us academic do provide feedback after we mark? How many students, after they learn their marks, do they ask for you feedback? Some yes, some not. But this is the underdeveloped area in the UK, national-wide. So they came out 10 years ago with these 7 principles of how do you define assessment feedback. I didn't want to read it out, but you can find from the papers. And how do we sustain and move forward is we try to combine this assessment and feedback into robotics implementations into different schools, different underprivileged communities, and to see, can we move that forward, and some reflection. These are some of the samples that I and my team, the authors, Jack and Nuru. So half of them, right-hand side, if you see here, is Malaysia. Some of them is Masale is in Wales, and that's Nuru in Wales. So we bring different types of robots that we have in our STEM lab into the schools and teach them and get assessment and feedback with the students. And we purposely choose the sample size of underprivileged women, girls, social economics underprivileged, as well as Muslims and Christians. Muslims are a minority in the UK, Christians are minority in Malaysia. So we choose these two communities and to see, do they have different feedback on the technologies that we implemented. Computer scientists here, so we also use deep learning, machine learning embedded into the robots that we implemented. This is my PhD student's work. So we use NIC, means neural image captioning. So when I see you, I can describe a man in batik, black shirts, without specs, with a watch. So this is man, this is human's eyes, I can describe that. But robots, my colleague is Dr. Yang now, so he embedded that program into the robot in order to do neural image captioning, just like a chat GPT with the eyes to describe the situations that the robots see. And we combine that becoming iDogogy in assessment feedbacks, meaning we have, you can see the left-hand corner is Wales, right-hand corner is Malaysia. I don't want to read in details. What we do is, to give you just as one example, SF6 is provides opportunities, that is the principles, provide opportunities to close the gap between current and desired sustainable performance, foster motivated learning community by involving students in decision making, and supporting staff to critique and develop their own practice. So in SP6, we actually realized that integrations. In the Cardiff museums, we brought now robots there to provide personalized feedback with the machine learning's capabilities. And in Malaysia, the same thing happened. Nurul and I, we organized, hosted JPN. JPN is a National Department of Education. So we taught 70 students, 70 teachers, sorry, mainly girls, female, 70 teachers from the Department of Education of that state using robot skills for the whole day. And we actually achieved both in Cardiff and Malaysia the same principles in SP6. And that's quite exciting. So it means that with most of the SP, we think that in AI in educations, supported by UNESCO, has the huge potential for iDogogy. iDogogy is AI dogogy. So it's the new terms that are invented. Meaning is to promote AI literacy. It means you use robot AI in education, for education, of education. It's a new terms, it's exciting, and it works for the small little samples that we tried on this paper in Malaysia and Wales. I just give you a nutshell of what we do, plus technology, mean the robots, AI, plus pedagogy is iDogogy. Now I tested in assessment feedback. So we place the robot there, the robot talked to the students with the help of it's a teacher assistant, not to replace teacher, but teacher assistant, and get the feedback from students, describe the scene of students using machine learning, and that is an assessment feedback. So in the future, we can have iDogogy in learning, iDogogy in teaching. I have another PhD students doing a research for iDogogy for special needs students, dyslexia. So that's it's a whole series, just show you a few pictures of what we have done. Other than school kids, I also developed women academics. I brought them to Oxford Robotics, including Devi, you can see Devi there, Ibu Devi, in Trupai, Ibu Devi. This is in UMP. The workplace, you can see some of the iDogogy terminologies that has been realized in UMP. As concluding remarks, how do we build a sustainable community for women empowerment? Because we are people. We are not just flowers, statics, buildings, things that we want to recycle. We can't be recycled. And women is complex. How do we engage girls into STEM subjects? My girl went to school in Wales, and the physics teacher told my girl in high school, physics is very difficult. Her physics teacher told her physics is very difficult. I said, alamak, We must, I agree with your concluding remarks, the passion must be there. As a women community empowering women with AI pedagogies, we need the passions of your own subjects. We need a wider consideration on trans-technical aspects such as social engagement, peer assistant companionship. So I like Vygotsky for your social constructions. Assessment and feedback will be engaged and enhanced. So I come up with this kind of a graph where if you have, basics robots embedded in your school, in your learning, in your teaching, you can get some, engagement, basic robots. But I would recommend all academics here try use AI robots in your class in the middle. Enhance. Using assess robots for learning teaching, for assessment, brief values, for announcement, for feedback, I think you will get some optimal. Red one is not what I recommended unless necessary. For example, there was a UN researchers came to my center, get trained, because in the refugees camp in Pakistan, they can't learn English. They don't have enough English teachers. So we trained him how to use JD robot, to teach English in the refugees camp where no English teachers want to go. So where necessary, you can have robot focus for fully integrated educational robots delivered and moderated by robots. The idea of fundamental transformation of assessment feedback by pedagogy will only be experienced by interdisciplinary computer engineering, social science, education, academics. So I'm not promoting just STEM subjects, just engineering. I think we need a cross-disciplinary social science and science, STEM and education's combination. We can't do pedagogy without educationists or social scientists. In place, it's a symbiotic relation. So I believe the yellow one is one that we recommended for the optimal results. Panel, if you see, that is USIM's Vice Chancellor there. We also try to embed different types of robots into different universities. Currently, I think we have brought over 22 education robots to Pakistan 9, and then Indonesia 4, Wales a lot, Malaysia also a lot, USIM is one of them, 2, and then, so altogether I think it's 22 robots we place through this PI program. And I welcome all the floor here, ladies especially, you can scan this QR code, you will see more details in the overall pictures. The case study I presented today is just one glimpse into one universities. We partner with over, I think, 10 universities around the globe to promote women empowerment with pedagogy, with robots, bringing AI into the real life, bringing AI to the real world. And I give you some time to scan this. Just quick survey here. Any of you here, you teach or you learn with ChatGPT or any source of AI, form of AI, you can raise your hand. Okay. Next question. Any of you teach or learn using physical AI in the form of robot? So, this is a robot. None. Some. Okay. So I will hope that Ibu Devi can bring Robot Mini more to BINUS, and to let them see and feel how it looks like. So, yep. So with that, I end my presentation today earlier and open up for questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Ishin. So, again, I will try to emphasize the key takeaways from your presentation. So, it's focusing on the evolving concept of AI pedagogy, right? So that's a new educational strategy integrating AI and robotics into teaching and feedback processes, right? And then the key aim of this AI pedagogy is to transform technology from being just a supporting tools into a core pedagogical element. Companion, okay. And it shifts the focus from traditional teacher-centered method to more interactive, dialogic, and student-centered learning experiences because you are using these robots as the medium, yeah, for teaching the young learners. And Prof. Ishin also introduced to us the Partnership in Education initiative, and I think you will be very welcome, all the floor here, if they want to participate in our like consortium PI, okay? So we have already got this to bridge the digital divide in underprivileged communities in UK, Malaysia, and Pakistan, and now in Indonesia, and in China, yes. Okay, finger crossed. These robots facilitate the personalized feedback and encourage self-reflection and promote engagement, particularly in STEM education. And I think that's all for your presentation. So, thank you. Now, I would like to open the floor for questions for the participant. Please feel free to ask any questions. I'm sure that you have already write down all the questions, right from the first speaker until the last. And don't forget to mention your name and your evaluation, and feel free to ask the speakers here. Okay. Any questions? Yes. One questions? Please, somebody can, maybe Bapak or Ibu can come to the front or the mic. One, two, three. So I will ask maybe 5 questions from 5 participants. And for your information, there is interesting souvenirs for those asking excellent question. Okay.
Test. All right. Yeah, yes, basically I'm trying to ask the first speaker, which is the Prof. Dato Nani, about the sustainable flowers business in Rawabelong. Yes, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Aditya Novaputra. I'm from Hotel Management Program in BINUS University. I'm also one of the business facilitator, basically for industry of manpower in Indonesia. So basically, I already met like 1,000 small medium enterprise around Indonesia. Yeah, they basically do have some kind of the same problem, similar problem, which is they don't have any kind of the, for example, like the standard of business, standard of operationals, like SOP, and they don't know how to escalate their, they don't know how to scale up their business, and they don't know how to sustain their business. So basically, it's very interesting for the research of the sustainable flowers business in Indonesia, which is, as we know that basically Rawabelong is one of the familiar strategic location that has in Indonesia. However, we know that in particular shop, a local shop in flower business in the Rawabelong, they don't have any kind of the value proposition of that started with the brand. Yeah, they don't have the brand basically, but they just only sell the flowers in the strategic location. So my question is, yeah, how basically like the new ventures or new startup business in flower business can win to penetrate the market instead of they don't have any kind of the strategic location at the first. And how basically we know that since the time of frame is different for the flower business that already started in Rawabelong, and until now is actually the different time of frame. So how basically the new ventures can win to penetrate the market? Yeah, that's my question. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, I think the question is for Dr. Hasna.
A very interesting question, yes. The flower traders actually, they more or less sell the same kind of questions, flowers all over the market. But actually, when we go from store to store, we can see that there is some differentiation. Some flower growers actually, they arrange the flower in such a way that it sort of catches the customer's attention to go into their store. Some are put in aircon places, and the flowers that they sell to us and explain to us that it's actually from imported countries, etc. With regards to the success stories that I can gather from the interviews, it's a must that they should live up to the standard, that they should plan their business well. Although there are flower traders that are small in size, but the successful ones actually have their clear strategic vision and mission, proper planning, management control, financial management practices are there. So that they sort of collaborate actually with the flower growers as well. So there is a supply chain, they have a strong vision, mission, and also attitude-wise, they are able to cope up with the stiff actually competition, because flower are so not only in the market but also in the sidewalks at times. So I guess brand identity, maybe they can look at the typical flowers or unique flowers that are not found, that are sold a lot in the market. They can explore these alternatives. Yeah. I guess brand identity would relate to the quality of the flowers that they sell and the maintenance and consistency of they getting the fresh flowers from all over the world, and the unique floral arrangement that they have. And also, I think they should be using the strategies, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, to actually show off their uniqueness. I guess that's for the flower growers to think of the uniqueness of the flowers that they sell. Because when we visited one corner of the flower trader, they stand out in the sense that the flowers are actually very, very bright, fresh, and sweet smelling. So when we interviewed, I think they sort of know that this kind of flowers with a little bit more pricey, but will actually be targeted to those customers that are of a different category of classes. So that should be. But at the moment, I can see that it's quite standardized. So I think one of the strategies is to be looking at that. Thank you very much for the question, and I hope it answers.
Okay,
Thanks.
does it answer the questions? Okay, thank you, Doctor, for the question. Yeah, indeed, in Indonesia, this flower thing is not really common, right? Even though there is some saying like "say it with flowers," but still not common in Indonesia. Yeah. Okay, so next questions.
Thank you. I'm asking for Professor,
Ishin?
From Professor Ishin. I introduce myself. I'm Amia Lutfia from Communication and Media Studies program in BINUS University. Actually, I'm interested with your AI,
Idogoji.
Idogoji
or Idogoji.
Okay. Actually, my research roadmap and also in my research interest is related to the young people online risk. Then these children and teenagers facing many online risks such as online gambling, pornography, cyberbullying, and etc. Then how your AI, the Doji, this can help them from strive and improve or increase their digital competency and digital resilience, and also help to educate and can interact with them to increase their ability and also their resilience facing this all the harm content in internet. Thank you.
Brilliant questions. Can I have your name again?
Amia Lutfia.
Anya Rufias. Okay, these are big questions. I don't think AI robot can solve alone, but because since the internet is invented, so it's causing harmfulness. It's a two-sworded blade. It's causing a lot of harmfulness to our kids, our teenagers, and etc. etc. So I don't think robots or AI can help. Sometimes they're getting worse because they're getting more easily access to things that they should not see during that age. But on the other hand, pedagogy can do educations. I always believe that I ban my teenagers for internet when they're in primary school, my kids. When they go to teenager, I don't think ban is workable. So it's education. They can have to be from heart. They know what is good, what is not good, and how to promote. I can give you probably try to answer your question for 2 case studies, 2 research that I have done before. The first one is when I was working with Monash University, I partner with the National Human Rights Commissions in Malaysia to promote child rights using Now Robot. So it's a 2-year project funded by the National Human Rights Commissions. Why they want to use robot instead of human teacher? Because child right is so difficult to teach. It's boring, it is hard, it is difficult to instill in the children mindsets. So when they see my robots, they say, "Oh, that's good, maybe it can help." And we start out with 3 projects. One using robot, one is AI comic storytelling. And it was really successful after 1 year of testing, implementations, and reported in the Asia Pacific Human Rights Commission report in 2015. I can still find out the report, and we published a Q2 journal. I can share that with you. So how that project use pedagogy, use robot in teaching child rights to Malaysia teenagers. So that's number 1. Number 2 is an ongoing healthcare robotics project, where a doctor told me in Wales, in Cardiff and Vale Health Board, when they do consultation with teenagers, CF problem, lung problem, it's difficult to get the teenager to respond to their medicalizations journey, their mental health well-being, and their daily practices, which they need that to give diagnosis and continue treatment. So that doctor told me, which is inspired me, can we use a robot to communicate? Like, the kids write diary, kids write in a secret box, communication, media. But instead of the hard way, the manual way, but you can use a robot as a companion, a friend, instead of a robot, because they need a robotic team. They need a team to talk to the teenager. The therapist, the psychologist, the nurse, the consultant itself as a team lead. It's a lot of time just to get something out, get the information out. So he gave us the idea of using an education robot, which is pedagogy as well, to represent the doctor, the nurses, the therapists, the psychologists, the whole team, with the question that they want to ask in a very engaging way to them. I haven't got the result yet, it's under development now, but I think it works. I think. I tested it with my own kid. But I hope that can give you some inspiration how we can use a physical, not just ChatGPT, but it's a programmable robot with required information for communication, for teaching, for inspiring, and to get information and keep it secret, and where the kids, teenagers feel comfortable. Yeah. And it's impact to them. They will remember kind of the whole life because it's new to them. Just like you use iPad, Duolingo to teach language, everyone learn. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's talk later. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, Dr. Amia is also one of the team in the research together with her and with Dr. Nia.
So we can start a new research and grant application with that
sure.
idea.
And she's very much interested in the AI thing. Okay, thank you, Ibu Amia. Next question will be from, okay, final questions, last question, please. Ibu, okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm Ria from Industrial Engineering, Sahid University. And I want to ask to second speaker, Mrs. Malinga Marimuto, about strategy for small and medium-sized enterprises to reduce waste and to minimize environmental footprint. As I know, the cause of the carbon footprint is the use of electricity and the waste produced. And now there are many small and medium-sized enterprises located in tourist attraction. So my question, what is suitable strategy for small and medium-sized enterprise which are in tourist spots? Thank you.
Okay, so I believe the question is for Dr. Mailiga Marimutu.
That can be repeated.
So yes, Dr. Mailiga?
Yeah.
Can
Can you
hear
hear
us?
me?
Okay.
Yes, I can hear, but I lost the last 3 words of the question. If the last part of the question can be repeated,
Okay.
that will be helpful.
Ibu, can you?
Advertising. Tourism require a lot of advertising, and in the past we see that they have been using a lot of flyers, brochures, pamphlets, those sort of things. So we can see how that can be replaced with digital content, like QR code, for example, right? So if people scan the QR code, like for example that we had just now, we can from here we can access everything that they have in a card, for example. So let's see how digital can be used in order to reduce the use of the papers, right? The other thing is in terms of information, like for example having a tourist guide. So in some tourist spot we need tourist guide to explain things to us, but now in some countries like Australia, for example, we have a short of manpower employees. So we're looking for an alternative. So now we can expect this technology to take the role of agent there. So again, by using technology, we can reduce the use of some resources, some materials, things like that. So whatever the example that I gave in terms of the marketing practices just now, so we can see how that can be applied in the context of tourism. Not everything, but definitely we can pick up things. And the one that I mentioned in terms of the assessing the local resources again, how we can bring the local people to engage in the development of the tourism, like they produce the handicraft, okay, they involve directly with the business, they expand the business, things like that. Have I answered your question?
Okay, so is it answering your question? Okay, I think it's enough, Dr. Maliga. Thank you very much for your answer. Ibu Putih, one more question? Or time's up? Okay, so I think that's wrap up the plenary session for this morning. And thank you very much for your participating today. And again, of course, thank you for the distinguished speaker, Professor Ishin, Dr. Amor, and our online speaker as well, Dr. Hasna and Dr. Maliga. And I will, okay, so based on the committees, so for these questions, there will be souvenirs, yeah? Okay, so 3 souvenirs for all the questions. Okay, so maybe all the participants can come to the stage, please. Ma'am Ratno. over here. Okay. Thank you, Bapak and Ibu. So we're going to have pictures together. Prof. Ishin and Dr. Amor. Here, maybe? Okay, okay, okay. So it's going to take a picture. Oh, there. Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, is it? Okay, more. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bapak and Ibu. Thank you. Okay, I guess we're done here. So I will give it back to our MC. So we can go down. Okay. And please give a very big applause to all of us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for the lucky participants, excellencies, moderator, and all the speakers, our distinguished speakers. So before we close this session, we will see the robotics of angklung performance. Can the operator please play it?
Ini dulu Pak, dinaikin Pak. Oh, sama ambil mic yang di situ aja Pak.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished speakers, as we are listening to this angklung performance, I will close this main session. You may have the break until 1 o'clock. And as the moderator and participants, you will have the assistant from BINUS University. The BINUS student will assist you and accompany you to go to your classroom for second session. If you need more details and further information, you may ask them and they will give the answer for you. All the classroom and all the presentation will be held on the 5th floor. Thank you. Thank you for your participation today. Have a great day and good luck. Thank you.